What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GmiasWorld. So you guys are chasing MUT Master and you don't know where to start. Welcome to GmiasWorld, where you're going to become a MUT Master whether you like it or not. Now, keep in mind, this year it's so much easier, okay? And I've been getting a lot of different questions from people that don't understand some of the aspects that go into making MUT Master. And I want to make sure that everybody understands exactly what the situation is, okay? This is what you need to know. You have to make sure that you complete the list, the objectives, and the progress exactly the way it shows here. So if it tells you under MUT Master that you have to win a certain amount of games at an overall of this or less, your overall in the top right has to be equal to or less than what they tell you. Okay? Now, you have to win a certain amount of games with an overall that's less than 70. And I've been getting questions about, yeah, Gmia, what if you have an 80 overall? No, that's the thing. You see what I'm saying? This is what the problem is. Are there going to be issues where sometimes you do stuff with the objectives and the progress that doesn't show up in objectives and progress? Absolutely. Okay? That's not something that doesn't happen. What I'm trying to explain to you is this. Usually it doesn't happen. Okay? I can honestly tell you that throughout all the objectives and the progress that EA made, I had a couple issues. And it was minor ones, and I tweeted EA Sports, and it was updated immediately, okay? But for the most part, usually it's going to register as soon as you do it, okay? So, for everybody, including the veterans, okay, that's become MUT Masters of last year. We had over 400. Very, very proud of that. We're trying to get to like 1,200 this year, so join our fraternity of MUT Masters and jump up in here, man, because Ryan Shazier is just a huge thing that EA Sports decided to do that for him. But again, that's the key thing that I want you guys to understand. So what should you do once you get into the game, bro? What should you do as soon as you log in and everything like that, and they start giving you all these elites and all these rookie premieres that you completed and everything like that? What should you be doing? Watching the top right and seeing what your overall is. That's exactly what you should be doing. You shouldn't be doing anything else other than that, okay? I don't care what else EA is giving you. I don't care about packs. I don't care about anything else at that point. What I care about is making sure that you get your solos done with that lower overall. Because what happens is once you start building your team and you start seeing how good the players play, it becomes difficult sometimes for you to downgrade, okay? Understand that. I've already gone through this, bro, where I've done things. I was like, oh, I forgot to do that. And I had to go backwards. And then the computer starts doing wild things. And then you just like, you know what? You get frustrated. The biggest thing about it is to not get frustrated and don't get overwhelmed with everything that you have to do. So how do you do that? You focus on one thing at a time, okay? So because a majority of us that don't like online gameplay and going to MUT Champions, MUT Draft, and Seasons are going to be able to be MUT Masters this year, basically through solo challenges, we need to make it as easy and as painless as possible, okay? So the first thing that you're going to do when you log in, right, it's going to be popping up over and over again. Oh, you got this free card, you got this free card, all these things, depending on if you got loyalty, all that stuff. You're not using any of them. You're going to use the team that they give you to start to win the amount of solos that they tell you that you have to win as part of the objectives for MUT Master Ryan Shazier. Okay? That is something that is very, very important. Do not start building your team. Everything that you get, if it's in packs, leave it as unopened. Leave it in here. Don't worry about it. You'll go back to it later. If they give it to you and it's just a card like most of them will be, it'll be in your item binder, or, when you're ready to go. Leave everything there. Okay? Once you get through, this is the objective that I want you guys to understand, right? Day 1 and 2, we need to get everything done as far as winning the amount of games up until the level of like 85 or whatever. We need to get our team to where it's like at the point where we can win every game and it doesn't matter about our overall anymore. You get what I'm saying? Because usually after this, you never have to do this again. You never have to downgrade your team, usually, to win anything. Will you have to do stuff with chemistries? Yes, but chemistry is a whole different avenue. We'll get into that later when chemistry comes up, okay? But as far as like downgrading your team with overall, this is usually, over the last year when they started this objectives and progress thing, usually the only time that you have to do it. So once they give you all those pop-ups, oh, you got this card free, everything free, leave it in the packs, leave it in your item binder, okay? You come over into the solos. They're going to give you the welcome solos, whatever garbage they're giving you. It doesn't matter, right? You're going to start winning games immediately. it's going to fly by because they're all moments, right? And then people, it's rumored that you can't repeat solos this year. We'll have to go ahead and verify that, double check it. I don't know if that's true, but we'll verify and check that. But we'll get back to that situation later, okay? Whatever's available, probably they have a kickoff. They might have like the journey, whatever, because I know you got to unlock the gauntlet later on, okay? We hop into those solos. I think it's, what do you have to do, like 25 games at different overalls? So whatever it is, you're going to do that specific amount, okay? That specific amount of solos, and when you complete it, it's going to pop up that you completed this part of the Ryan Shazier MUT Master. You played a certain amount of games at a certain overall. That's going to pop up, okay? When it does, you're going to go right back to your team right here, adjust lineup, and you're going to set up your team for the next overall. You're going to make it at least a 70 using some of the cards that you got for free, what EA gave you. And a lot of us are getting a lot of 83s, 85s, all kinds of free cards, right? Some of you guys are getting Antonio Brown at 89. That's going to boost you a lot. Remember, the second step, I believe, is between 70 and 75 or something like that. Watch the right. Everything is about your overall. Make sure you play, close attention to it. Because once you start winning games that don't count to what you're doing, it becomes very, very annoying. Now, keep in mind, you can win games that go towards the higher overall, by mistake because you put the wrong, players in. But let's just be real about it. You want to do it step by step so that you don't have to go backwards. So that once you start building your team the way you want it, you don't need to take guys out. Oh, I got to do this guy. You could get rid of them. Quick sell them. Get some training points. Do whatever. We won't need them anymore. Okay? But this is very, very critical to MUT Master. And you guys don't understand how critical it is. Because, just put it like this. Everybody wants to complain about something, right? This was a major complaint I was getting. About people, oh, yo, Gmi, it's not registering. I'm winning these games, it's not registering. Yo, what's your overall? Oh, you see what I'm saying, bro? And I'm like, even though it seems basic, a lot of people overlook it and they don't realize that the game is very, very, it's accurate to what you're supposed to be doing. So if it tells you greater than or equal to, make sure that your overall is greater than or equal to. Anything else that you do is not going to register. Also, keep this in mind as well. If you want to double check that you're doing the right thing, go into a solo, okay? At launch, whatever, do whatever you're doing. You play the solo, right? You play the first solo. Don't continue, because they're going to give you the option. They're going to bring you right back to where, your last one was. You can press the button and just keep going. Don't do that. Back out, come over here, and check it. See what registered, okay? Make sure you see what's going on. Also, keep in mind, you got to do a certain amount of rush yards, interceptions, things like that. Make sure all those things are registering. Because what happened was, last year there were some situations where specific things weren't registering and you have to bring it to EA's attention early so that way you don't have to do it over. Because that becomes very annoying. You know what I'm saying? And in addition to like the SWATs and stuff like that, I don't know how the SWAT's going to be, like the SWAT mechanic, but I had to do a video about it. That's how crazy it was. I had to make a MUT Master playlist, bro, so that guys could understand how to do things because it was so annoying and so difficult how to get SWATs in this game. I don't know how Madden 19 is going to be as far as that goes, but it was very, very ridiculous. And that was probably the biggest part. Now, those are other objectives that you get after you get Shazier, as far as the swatting with Shazier and stuff like that. So you can worry about that later. But you want to make sure that everything that you're doing is registering here. And the one thing, again, with the EA has made it very, very seamless with their interface. So you can see everything that's going on. And it's very, very up-to-date, accurate. As soon as you do something, it's there. Okay? So your daily objective and progress, you guys already know this. You're going to need 25 days of this. So winning a game, winning 2 games, completing a set, you know what I'm saying, purchasing a pack from the store. These things are critical. Because on day 25, our goal is to have MUT Master Ryan Shazier. Okay? So we're going to have to pace ourselves with the amount of rush yards that they want, the amount of rush TDs, pass yards, pass TDs, the sacks, the fumbles, the interceptions, all those things. Now, even if the solos don't count towards doing something like repeating them, you should still be able to replay them and get yards and things of that nature. Okay? So even if it doesn't count towards your overall solo count, that's all fine. We don't need to worry about that. That's not like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Don't worry about that. As long as we're able to repeat solos and go back and get yards, interceptions, passing yards, and stuff like that, all that's all good, okay? And trust me when I tell you, we're going to find, listen, I'm going to give you guys the information and everything you guys need to get it done really, really quickly. All right? So we're going to have to just make sure that everything applies to what we're supposed to be doing. Okay? You don't want to try to do things over and over again and it's not working and then find out later, oh, yo, what is this? Why wasn't this going on? So we got to make sure we verify that repeating solos don't count. And if we can go back to a solo and get the yards and everything like that, we'll verify that throughout the whole time, all right? Okay, now, after you've done the, as far as winning the games with the overalls and you've been doing your daily objectives, we're going to find the easiest solos to get the yards, the passing touchdowns, all that stuff like that. All of those things will be explained, but I just wanted to make sure you guys understand. Get your things done while your overall is low before you start adding to your overall, because it becomes very, very annoying after you've already upgraded your team to downgrade. If you have any other questions about MUT Master, I've done them all. Every single MUT Master. Search it. You don't believe me? Madden 15, 16, 17, 18, no matter what it was. Since it first started with Richard Sherman up until now with Sean Taylor. I've done every one of them, and it's all available here for your viewing pleasure when I unlocked it on YouTube at GmiasWorld. I want to thank you guys and girls for watching. You have a great day. One love.